Hello and welcome. I'm PsychicMediumRoberto, and I truly hope you're doing well today. It's interesting how some cases come across my screen, and we are dealing with a true crime event, and this may be triggering, as we will be looking at and talking about. Well, not looking at, as we'll be talking about mature content. And then just a disclaimer, these are my own opinions. They would need to be tested in a court of law, and my opinions remained alleged, of course. So today I'll be looking at the Mojave Desert, where 6 people were found murdered. So the Mojave Desert situation for some reason sparked interest, and when I drew out the card and to have a look and see what's going on here, and of course the date believed where I've got 0 is the 23rd of January 2024. When the sun rose that morning, there's already problems in the air. That 23.5 is not really great. There is conflict between people or groups, and in this case I believe circles of the illicit kind, including money launderers, people associated with drugs, illicit gains. But we have, what I believe is, we have a conflict situation happening at the start of the day, and therefore would then presume why they met on this particular day. That's just struck me. So in the day we've seen that 24/6. Now, of course, in the video we can see there's many cartridges, and that's the 6. That is bullets, guns, weapons. So we have, that's where it takes place, right? And very violent, very aggressive. Now, you'll note that we have the reverse, if you like, of the 23.5 in the outcome of the day, 32.5. Now, that sparked my interest, particularly that 32.5, because it doesn't only speak about, of course, a deal gone bad. That is a given. But what is going on between the two groups that resulted in this outcome, right? That's what I'm finding interesting here. And that is that 32.5, I believe there was a betrayal of some sorts. There was what did I write here? Just give me one sec here. This was a nasty situation, like a scorpion stinging you when you least expect it. Now, the reason why I use the scorpion story, because you might be familiar, there's that little story about the scorpion wanting to get across the river, and he asked the tortoise or the turtle to get across. Turtle says, I'm not going to take you across because you're a scorpion, and while we're on the way there, you're going to sting me, and then we're both going to drown. Long story short, the scorpion is on the turtle's back, and they're halfway there, and the scorpion stings the turtle on the back, right? So they both drown. Now, the moral of the story is the scorpion is not going to change its characteristics or behavior and cannot be trusted whatsoever. And I believe we have a situation here where there's a betrayal, ultimate betrayal between these two groups. And I won't say group in the sense of organizational. I would say these are small clusters, 14.5, 24.6. 14.5 speaks mainly to the group size. Males, no more than 10 people per group. Okay. The 24.6 now speaks to the familiarity amongst the groups, and I believe these groups were known to each other. They would have been in business before. And of course, this meeting would be as a result of those, let's call it, transactional relationships in the past. And I believe there might have been, like, I won't say, no, I'm not going to say that. So Now, be that as it may, I still believe there's something else going on here. There's definitely something else going on here, and what confirmed it for me and really got my spider senses up, and that is the 34-7, which we see on the outcome of the 25th of January, 34-7, as well as in the main, the 25-7. We see two of them on the chart, but in the main, the 25-7 we see on the 24-6 on the 24th of January. Apologies about the sound effects in the background. We are having I think it's just passing now, but we've had quite an electric storm here. So now those numbers, the 25-7 and the 34-7, allude to me, including the 22-4, where we see the green highlighted 22nd of January. Those numbers tell me something's going on here, other than these two groups fighting amongst themselves over, you could have been skimming, there's money short, but it's all related to drugs, money laundering, illicit gains. Okay? This was not a church meeting at the crossroads in the Mojave Desert. But again, I'll just repeat it. I don't believe it's organizational. So I won't say it's organized crime. This is more like your little gangs vibes, right? But what startled me and what's interesting here about the 25-7 and 34-7 is there is some kind of police law enforcement involved here in some way, shape, or form. Now, that could be, for example, on one of the gangs, no, bigger part, they're not even part of the gangs. This is a separate unit that arrives on the scene. I'll repeat it. I believe a third unit or group arrived on the scene while the other two were having their altercations, etc. And this third force, this third unit, has a makeup of police, or I wouldn't say necessarily military, more police in those kind of sectors, part of another group. So this could even be a bit of a black ops situation. It could have even been a clandestine situation, but not at the level of CIA or FBI. These could have been undercover police going in to do the hits on these gang lords or gangs, these drug gangs. So I believe there is a third force on the scene, making it police people. The 22-4 on the 22nd of January. That is quite a serious number in light of the given context. So I'm pretty sure that we've got these two smaller gangs in a kind of a situation. There's drugs issues, there's money laundering issues, there's drugs and money in the middle. And of course, there's other little side hustles, let's call it illicit gains, right? But that 22-4 at the start of the day tells me there's a plan in motion. And I believe the third force were monitoring comms between these two organizations, and we were fully aware of what was going down between them, and then exacted. So let's be quite frank. If it's a 7, we would normally say justice. So you see the 25-7 justice, 34-7 justice. One could also argue and not speculate. One could argue the other word could be vigilantes. Let's say cops, and I'm just giving an example, decide, we upset with the judicial system. All the work we're doing gets to nothing with 10% satisfactory results over a year, for example, right? These guys are going in and they're going to sort out things their way, and that's the way they're going to do it with more effective results. And that came from spirit, right? So the third unit is definitely made up of police people with higher end organizational planning seen in the 22-4. Monitoring 23-5, the group who are having disputes. Communications 8. 31-4. 13-4. There's like I said, the 22-4 is a plan. The 13-4 is go, 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 action plan, action plan. You know, when the cops are sitting in their debrief room and they're debriefing on the situation, and then they'll all go, right, let's go. That's it. That's the order. And still on top of 23-5 coming down to 24-6 is the meeting and the shooting between known people, and 14-5 is the outcome. There's lies, disputes going on between these people. But I believe there was a third force involved here as well. All right, so the case is just broken. It's fairly recent. So let's watch the news and see what's going on. And yeah, thank you for watching, and please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe and stay alert.